Which Supercross rider will be the next to make the podium? Will it be Wyndham, Brayton, Metcalf, Hansen, or maybe one of the others? Go to speed.com or supercrossonline.com and let us know what you think. Now, James Stewart put one of the GoPro cameras on his bike to give us this view from his Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota.
You're getting better.
Yeah, here we go. Through
I practice every week, once a week.
Not a big, not a big factor tonight. Double. Some guys are going triple, single into the corners. Down a long front straightaway here. Start straightaway, pardon me.
I know a lot of people probably
a lot of passing zones.
bailed and are on another channel, but hey.
Double over the
no one does it like we do it over here. All right, I'm going to shut up, go back to racing, have fun, enjoy. See you guys in between the breaks.
At the end of that first rhythm section, remember how they were jumping on? There was 3 left, and they were getting a little buck. You watch what they do with the horsepower on these 450s. Those guys are going to jump all the way into the turn.
Yeah,
one name we should mention as you see our progressive lineup going across the board. The number 34, Cole Seeley, getting the nod today to take the ride on the Team Honda, the factory Honda, the Muscle Milk Squad. Here we go. Gate drop, ready to go. Stewart came flying out of the gate. He's got the lead.
All the way over, first time Stewart jumped all the way into the turn.
You called it.
Probably been saving that all day, thinking that he can do it.
Seeley, Hansen running right behind him. And then it's Millsaps, it looks like. Stewart's teammate right behind him on the 18, the Yamaha.
And Millsaps was absolutely flying today in qualifying practice. At one point, he did have the fastest time.
Yeah, I looked up, and he was up on top of the board. I was like, wow, getting it done. This is somewhat of a home race for him. So you know he's amped up. Got a lot of family and friends here.
Took a look over mid-flight at Lil Henny as he went around him. So move Millsaps up.
Have a little fun.
Well, and you know, there's no doubt that the Gibbs guys kind of been struggling with their setup here and there this year. But what that does is it forces these guys to work even harder with the bike and try to get it right. And you see the effects of that with Stewart out front and Millsaps running as good as he has been.
Aaron, they've been doing a lot of work on the tires of that number 7.
They sure have. In fact, Ralph, they've been working really hard on starts all week long. It's great to see his start has paid off here during his heat race. But something new that they're doing tonight, the first time all season, a new Pirelli tire, a new compound, different structure. They tested it for the first time this week in Florida. But tonight is the first night they're racing. And Ralph, maybe you can elaborate on the difference it might make.
You know, I spent some time talking with Pirelli engineers about that. They brought a new tire to Oakland, a new front tire. They worked first on the front for the Gibbs guys. And the first time they ran that tire, they won in Oakland. Now here tonight, they're running this new rear tire. They've shifted their efforts to the backside of the bike. We'll see, Jeff, if that same scenario plays out here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky, we've both been there before. When you get a tire company like what Pirelli is, how dedicated they are to the Gibbs team, when you get them on their on your side, and they are absolutely doing everything they can, that's when you come up with the best stuff. So it's great to see that company putting out the effort for the Joe Gibbs Racing team.
That's Jake Weimer on that number 21, the green Kawasaki, the Monster Energy back machine. He just passed Mike Alessi. That's a fight for 5th that we're watching there. Pirelli, by the way, came up with that new front tire for James in just 6 weeks. Ricky, you know, from drawing board to construction to testing to racing is usually much, much longer than that.
Yeah, it is, but these guys are in a must situation. They need to bring the best stuff they got. They are many points down, so they're doing everything they can, and at this level, at any elite level, this is what it's about. Every little bit helps.
That's Justin Brayton on the 10, just in front of Justin Sipes on the number 82. Jeff, they are fighting over 8th place, 7th place right now.
Yeah, and it was really cool with that shot from above. You could really see the lines on the track about where these riders, how they're using the insides and the outsides.
Justin Brayton, Aaron, is a rider who's really fought through some adversity this year.
That's right, Ralph. He definitely has, and he is one tough rider. He is still feeling the effects from his big crash in San Diego. His left leg is still swollen. He hasn't been riding at all this week. Today is the first day back on the bike since last weekend when we saw him last. He's doing everything he can to keep the swelling down.
More than once this year, Justin Brayton has won our Brett Michaels Rock Hard Ride Hard Award, which is for the guy that goes through the most adversity in a night. That's a good thing, bad thing, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy, man, is tough as nails, and obviously he's back. I think he got a bad start. Definitely more capable of where he is at right now. But I can tell you, I mean, he never gives up. He works hard. He deserves everything, every chance that he has gotten. That's what I love about him.
Let's go see how those Pirelli tires are doing for James Stewart. Jeff, he's run a 50.5, and he's 5 seconds in front of Seeley.
Yeah, and that 50.5 is the fastest lap of the day. So Stewart, I believe that little edge that he has, that about a quarter of a second, you can attribute to the end of the first rhythm section, jumping all the way into the turn.
And the bike working pretty good for his teammate as well. David Millsaps has closed in on Seeley. They are battling over second.
If I'm correct, I believe Cole Seeley had to do the same thing last year when Trey Canard got hurt and rode really, really good here in this Supercross class. So I like watching him ride. He's got a great style, rides with a lot of intensity.
Oh, there goes Millsaps. Oh, and Seeley back hard on the throttle, holds on. Of course, Seeley, we spent a lot of time watching him, guys, earlier this year in the Supercross Lights West Championship fight.
That's right.
He was our first main event winner of the year at the round 1 at Anaheim.
Here comes Davey trying him again to the inside. Boy, Seeley doing a great job. Eric Kehoe, team manager for the Muscle Milk Honda team, I think would be pretty pleased with this effort.
Yeah, I mean, he's battling guys that are racing these 450s every single weekend. He hasn't been, so bike reacts different than a Lights bike does. So, I mean, you got to give it up for him. You know, this isn't easy.
Jeff, obviously the power is a big difference between the Lights bike and the Supercross class bike. What else makes it difficult for a rider to make that jump?
Well, there's just so much more horsepower. There's so much more torque. Oh, Millsaps has got the drive here this time.
Here he comes, looking inside, sets him up, makes the pass.
Seeley knew he was there that one, and you can feel that. You can feel when the rider's next to you. You can hear his bike. But Seeley,
oh, boy, did he skide into the sand section.
Wow, I cannot believe what I just seen from Davey Millsaps. That was unbelievable. He jumped 2 rollers into the sand section.
And Ricky, the wall that they're doing that off of is not like your normal triple jump launching pad. This is almost a vertical wall almost.
Yeah, straight up. And you can see James Stewart here. This is his last lap and kind of in a league of his own right now. Not too hard of a heat race for him.
Just about 7 seconds in front.
Wow.
In talking to Coy Gibbs, team manager, I should say team owner, if you will, of the Joe Gibbs Racing team with his dad. He said a lot of what it's going to be with James right now is the mental side of it. They felt like last week they really found something that was going to make a difference in this motorcycle. Had he not had the problems running into his teammate Davey Millsaps, they felt like the bike was ready to go. James has to have that opportunity to have a solid run like he's doing right here to convince himself they've got it, they're on the right track. And a dominating win like this will help him do that. James Stewart, a solid 50.5 to take the win in heat number 1. Now we're watching the battle over the final spot. That's Weston Pike on the 54.
Oh, and all of our fans that were watching live last week, Weston Pike was so close to making the main event out of the LCQ. So what a great feeling this is going to be. He's 9th here in the heat.
Not going to have to worry about anything here if he can hang on. He's chasing Sipes to the line, who's 8th. And Weston, you're going to the main easy this time.
He ain't getting it robbed from him this weekend. There's no doubt about it.
So, how about that? Joe Gibbs, the Toyota Yamaha team, goes 1-2 in heat 1.
We got that part done. There's only one thing left. That's the main event.
Yeah, and it really comes down to the attitude and the mindset here, and Stewart now in the right place.
Here's how it unfolded.
I tell you, I really want to see this what Davey Millsaps does in this sand section. I haven't seen anyone jump this high in Supercross in a long time. Check this out. Hopefully they'll have it here on a replay. Oh, James Stewart winning in the League of His Own, looking very, very good.
And a big round of applause to Cole Seeley. He comes in, gets a 3rd. He's going straight to the main, just in front of Hansen and Alessi.
Josh Hansen right up there, getting those good finishes in here in the heat races. Weimer, look at that, bro.
Yeah, Jake Weimer back in 7th. Start definitely wasn't what he needed, but gate pick, he's in the main. But that's going to give him 13th or 14th gate pick when you combine the 2 heats.
That's right.
So he's going to have to. He's been good at his starts too, but he may be starting a little bit on the outside.
Back speed.
Let's show you that Millsaps.
This is unreal, guys. Watch this. So look how high in the air he is. He went over 2 of those sand rollers right there. I haven't seen anyone do that all night long, and the face of that jump that he's taken off on is extremely steep.
All right, James Stewart, I spent some time talking with Coy Gibbs. He said you guys have worked hard on your frame, and I spent some time talking to the Pirelli guys, and they said they've got some new rear tires for you here this week. They all felt very comfortable about stuff. Sure looked like it performed well. How does it feel from where you're sitting?
The tracks, I mean, compared to a few weeks, it's got a lot of traction, but a lot of places is really slippery, so, you know, I'm actually pretty pumped on my tires right now. The Pirelli guys are setting it up. We have some new stuff coming this week, so that was definitely good. And Ricky, you know how Atlanta is, and Jeff, same thing. You know how
right.
it looks tacky, but it's actually pretty slippery out there also.
I wanted to ask you, I mean, how pumped are you to finally be on the East Coast? I mean, this is pretty much like your home Supercross. It's got to give you some motivation. You got to be excited to see all your family and friends. How's it feel, bud?
Well, I mean, it's always exciting to see the family and friends, except for at the races. You know how that goes. But, you know, it's definitely good. The Atlanta crowd, I mean, we're sold out here, so it's awesome. And, you know, Dirtworks, we got some tricky things. I mean, a lot of guys are going down today and all that stuff, so we just have to see if we can get another start like that. The start was awesome, and we'll see what we can do in the main event.
James, this is such a mental game. Nobody would ever question your physical training level and whether or not you're ready to go. Mentally, though, this is a whole nother sport. Are you now, based on how that bike is performing in the heat race, mentally ready to win this thing here tonight in the main?
Well, I'm always mentally ready to go. I mean, the same thing with physically. I think just, you know, it's frustrating when things like last week happen and, you know, just certain stuff, you know, it kind of bums you out. But I come every weekend ready to race and to try to win. I mean, I think that's why, you know, I'm always doing something. So for sure, I mean, I think this weekend we had a better practice section. We had a better week of testing, and it's a make or break for us. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, pal. Look great in the heat. Good luck in the main event. We'll see you a little later.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.